Hello and welcome. And this today's tier list is about Def Rebel. Everybody, yeah, they have conflicting things on Def Rebel. I think most people are in the camp that they suck and that they need to stop making WWE themes. But I guess there's some good and some bad. So we're gonna go based off of the little taglines that they start with in their themes and how good or bad they are, because some of them are pretty bad. So the first one is Welcome to the Revolution. I'm pretty sure this one is Ricky Saints, but I was also thinking, oh no, yeah, that is Ricky Saints. I was like thinking that was Cora Jade's, but no, hers is this is the generation of Jade, which I hate that one. That one's kind of stupid. Welcome to the Revolution. Honestly, I feel like because they're capitalizing on the Kendrick Lamar thing, I think it works a little bit better. I'll put it in B. I think it's a solid tagline because at least it like is topical for the time. Now, 10 years down the line, it might not be. Then we got Javon Evans. Your boy is bouncy. I kind of think it's dumb when it comes up. I like Javon Evans, but it is kind of a dumb part of the theme. I don't like it as much. Like he is bouncy, but like I don't know. I feel like that could be in the middle. It doesn't definitely not have to be the starting part. Is this AO? Is this the one that used to be on Logan Paul's theme? I actually preferred that over what he has now. At least it was like when you heard it, you knew it was Logan Paul, which I think is a lot of like if you're gonna have a stupid like tagline like that, you want something that like is noticeable. I'd put it in A. I think it's pretty solid to Logan Paul's character. Wrestling has more than one royal family. I think that part it doesn't always like hit, but like especially with these John Cena things and it hits the dun dun and does that, I think kind of like gives me goosebumps a lot of the time with like it fading to black. I like it. I don't necessarily feel like it's one of those like themes where like there's other times when he's like maybe coming out there you don't always have to have that, but I don't think it's like the worst. I think it's a decent add to the song. Because the song itself is really good. I just think it would be like very jarring if it just went straight into the song. Um, compared, I don't know. I guess I would have to hear both. I mean, I've heard it on like Spotify. The Watch Me. Um, whose is that? Isn't that was that Liv Morgan's? Right? Yeah, it's Liv Morgan's. Um, I think it works. I think it does work because it goes like that. It's pretty, pretty big up there, and like you hear it. So I'll put it up in A. We Are DIY. Um, I don't know. I don't like it as much, but I don't really like their song in general. So I think I'd put it in D, but I'm not a big fan of their song. It's Tiffy Time. I think is just iconic. She has to have that because that's her whole gimmick. So I personally like it. Plus, you hear exactly and you know who it is. I mean, obviously it says her name, but like the Naomi spell out, I think works really good for her baby face. I do think they need to get rid of it when now that she's a heel. So I'll put it up in A, but I feel like definitely needs to get rid of now that she's a heel. The All Rise and Damian Priest coming down. I feel like it works for Damian Priest because he used to say it all the time and people hated it, but then like they missed it when he was a champion. So I think it works really well to his character and stuff. So I think it's what's needed. A storm is coming for Jade Cargill. I think it's mid. I don't think it's necessarily needed, but her song in general doesn't have like a big flashy start to it. It just kind of slow burns. So I feel like it's fine. It still gives me like X-Men vibes too when you hear the song. I'm gonna put it in B. I think it's decent, but it's not the worst. It's Chelsea Green in the way that Samantha Irvin used to say. I think works really well. I think that really helped Chelsea Green get over too. Like Chelsea Green's a phenomenal wrestler and a phenomenal character worker, but I definitely think with her saying it different and it became such a meme and like became such a thing that people did start paying attention to Chelsea Green even more. So I think it definitely is iconic for her. So you got to put it up in S tier. It's your boy, the New Day. I don't know. I don't like the New Day new theme, anyways. But like, I think it's obviously kind of supposed to be different. So I don't know. I'll put it in C. I don't think it's the worst, but I don't think it's anything that we need. Uh, Damage Control when it says that for their intro. I'm honestly not a big fan of it. I like Damage Control in general, but saying it in front of it is not the greatest. I think they kind of need a new theme if they keep them together. I feel like Damage Control is one of those factions that is probably on its way out because everybody can't stay healthy, and when everybody comes back, it doesn't make as much sense unless they go after like the tag team titles. There's I don't know. The LA Knight I think is too iconic. Has to go up in S tier. The Zelina Vega. I think is this the new one or is this what it said on her last one? I think either way, I don't think I like it, so I'm gonna go down to D. The Burn It Down and Seth Rollins thing, I think, is really good. It really just like you hear it, and then the music and the crowd getting behind it. I think all works really well. So I gotta put it up in S tier. That Yes Boy. I think again the song is like just kind of fits their vibe, but like having that Yes Boy in the front really makes it their own, and I don't see any problem with it. I'll put it in A. I'm not the whole thing is it works. The role model for Bailey, I think is dumb. I don't really feel like that's her gimmick anymore, and it's just kind of said in such a it's not the same vibe of the song at all. The Viva La Raza, is that for the LWO? I think it's it works. I don't think it's necessarily needed, so I'm gonna put it up in B. The Shush and the Alpha Academy. I feel like it's pretty iconic to their fame. I think it definitely it works really well because it interrupts whatever you're doing with the Shush, and then it like works when they're interrupting somebody or coming down. So I think it works pretty nicely. I'll put it up in A tier. The Fatu, I'd say I'm 50-50 on the Fatu because it's like it's so only thing that we kind of really know with Jacob. So I don't think it's necessarily anything like I could think of that would be better, but I don't think it's 100% always needed. So put it in B. The B Fabulous for B Fab, I've never really cared for. I like that she sings her own song, but I don't know, it just doesn't really fit like a coming down song. So I'll put it down in D. The Mysterio for Doms, I think, is pretty good. I'll put it up in A. I think it's a solid intro. It's not a bad thing because like people think like okay, hey, they're saying their name. It kind of feels like a Pokemon thing where they just say it over and over again. And in some cases, yes, I do believe it's kind of stupid that they have those type of things quite constantly. But in other ways, it just makes a lot of sense because you want something that's interrupting, and if you don't have a catchphrase, then it doesn't fit. I think in the case of like Naomi, it's like part of her song that it works really well, and then in other cases, it's just like if there's no rhyme or reason to have the name, it's just kind of dumb. Like the Damage Control, the Zelina Vega, the B Fabulous. So I feel like this is the best list I could do in this way because obviously it's all subjective and a lot of it's just based off of also the song because a lot of these you could put whatever tagline you want, but if the song also sucks, you don't necessarily like it as a whole. So I think a lot of it's like that too. But yeah, if you guys like these type of videos, we bring out daily wrestling content. We've been chugging along towards WrestleMania season, and if you guys have any ideas for videos, also throw them down in the comments. I'm always a little bit behind in them, but I think I get to them quite often. But until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.